Today I'm joined by Emma Lawson. She's a Senior Currency Strategist at National Australia Bank, and she's here to talk to DukascopyTV about some of the NAB's latest currency projections. Hi Emma, tell me, what kind of range are you expecting the Australian dollar US dollar to trade in over the next year?
You know, we may well retest the highs back at 110. We don't think that the Australian dollar can extend much above that. But to the downside, given the high level of risks that we're seeing in the market at the moment, certainly below parity, but we wouldn't expect it to decrease significantly, so around about 98 to the downside.
The Reserve Bank of New Zealand left rates unchanged this month and expressed rather dovish comments, which represents the latest in a long list of central bankers expressing concern about slower growth. Where are you expecting the New Zealand dollar US dollar to go in the short, mid and long term?
You are right. The RBNZ kept rates on hold today. That was expected, but they certainly were more dovish than expected, and we've indeed delayed our rate hikes going forward. We still see them hiking, but at a slower pace than they did before. So I think in the short term, you can probably see maybe we test 80 against the 0.8 against the US dollar in the very short term, and that is the near-term downside levels that we had been seeing. But over time, we do expect the New Zealand dollar to remain relatively well supported. So we have an official forecast of 87 by the end of the year. Clearly, the risk to that is to the downside, but we do think that it can retest around 85 in abstracting from a major blow-up in global risk.
What about the euro dollar? It appears that these problems in the Eurozone are getting worse rather than better, and US confidence is understandably very low at the moment. What are your forecasts for the euro dollar over the next month and looking slightly further forward towards the end of this year and this time next year?
Yeah, we are looking for the euro dollar we were looking for it to remain in that range and that we were previously in. So we have an official forecast of 145 by December. Now, clearly there has been a rise in risk and a sharp decline in the confidence levels in the euro area. So we do think that they will eventually resolve their problems, and although the risks to our forecast are to the downside. So I think in the very short term, we will stay around current levels with a short-term downside risk of 135. But looking forward, we are looking for a more stable euro area and euro dollar forecast around 144. And that also takes into consideration the ongoing problems in the US economy, which in the past have balanced out periodic weaknesses in the euro dollar.
Thank you, Emma. DukascopyTV will have plenty more interviews in store for you next week, but tomorrow I'll be speaking to Greg Anderson, a senior G10 FX strategist from Citi, who's based in New York, so stay tuned.